everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I'm in a different setup today. This is not a permanent thing. I just decided to film in a different setup because I'm doing more of like a beauty style video today, so I just thought I'd change things up. That's basically it. But I wanted to film a review today on a set of hair extensions that I've been wearing for the last, I would say, 2 months or so. Which are these ones? These are Foxy extensions, and I always like to do reviews on the extensions that I wear just because I wear extensions all the time. So I thought I'm going to do a review on these ones as well, and I've been wearing them now, as I said, for around about a month and a half to 2 months, so I feel like I've kind of figured out whether or not I like them. So I'll just kind of run through a few little things about the extensions first. Before I actually get started, I do apologise for the bad curling job that I did because I have to sort of curl these extensions to make them blend in with my natural hair better, and I don't have a curling iron, believe it or not, so I kind of have to use a hair straightener, which if you've ever tried curling hair that's quite long and thick with a straightener, you would know my dilemma. The thing I want to talk about is the actual extensions themselves. So as I mentioned before, these are the Foxy extensions, and Foxy is run by a woman called Imogen, I believe, who she's also a YouTuber. These are the luxurious set. They are 280 grams and they're 24 inches and they're in the shade Jet Black. So the set that I have in my hair right now, they are, as I said, 24 inches, but I have had them cut just because they were quite long and my hair naturally is quite short. So I needed to sort of get them cut to kind of blend in better with my hair and make it look not so obvious that I was wearing extensions. So I've had them cut about, I would probably say 2 or so inches off, so they're now probably about 22 inches. And I'm not wearing all of the clips. I typically tend to wear 5 out of the 6 wefts, and then I just have one here that I'm not wearing in my hair. So this is what the extensions look like when they're not in your hair, and this is how long they are typically. This one I didn't get cut because I don't normally wear this one, so this is how long the extensions normally are if you're not going to get them cut at all. So they are quite long. So the extension set, in terms of the clips or the wefts that it comes with one really long 4-clip piece that kind of goes all the way around the perimeter of your head. It comes with one 3-clipped piece with 3 different clips on it, and then it comes with 4 2-clip wefts. 2 of them are 4.5 inches and then the other 2 are 5 inches. So they do sort of vary in length. 2 of the 2 clips are sort of more smaller and then the other 2 are a little bit longer. So the first thing I'll talk about is sort of why I decided to get these extensions. So the reason I wanted to get these is because the last brand of hair extensions that I had were from Hair Secrets, and I really liked those extensions, but they weren't very thick. So when I got my hair cut short, biggest mistake ever, they didn't really blend in very well at all. They were very kind of thin, and it just didn't look very good. So I wanted extensions that were a little bit more thicker. And then I also wanted to get these ones because I heard quite a few good things about them. I know a lot of people go with Bellamy and a lot of the bigger YouTubers go with Bellamy, but I heard from a few different gurus that, you know, Foxy was a little bit better, and I sort of thought, well, I'll give those ones a go. Everyone sort of talks about Bellamy, and in a way it could be a little bit too hyped up for what it sort of is, so I thought that I would give Foxy a go instead. The prices, I believe, were pretty similar anyway, like in terms of postage and stuff like that. They seem to be pretty similar in prices, so I didn't really think it was much of a difference. For the luxurious set, which is the longest and the thickest set that you can get from Foxy, I believe that there are 4 different sets that you can get, ranging from shorter hair and less hair, but the price that I paid was around the $200 to $300 mark, so it was quite expensive, but obviously you're getting real human hair. And then on top of that, with shipping, I'm not exactly sure how much it was. It was definitely over $300, and I also did get a little coupon code as well from a YouTuber that I watch, which gave me a free set of the Foxy lashes as well. The first thing that I'll say about these extensions is the customer service. So I always look at customer service with hair extensions and stuff like that. The customer service was really great. I ordered these on a Friday morning, and then that night I actually got an email to say they'd been shipped out, which was really amazing. I don't think any other company has ever done that before. Like, I don't think I've ever ordered something on the day and then had it shipped out that day as well. So that was pretty crazy. And I think it arrived to me within about 2 weeks or so. I did order them, I feel around like a public holiday possibly. So and of course I ordered them on the weekend, so it probably would have taken a little bit longer had I maybe not ordered them around a holiday, or ordered them on like a Monday or something like that. But I feel like they did take a little while to get to me, but it was probably only about 2 weeks or so. When I got the extensions, they were kind of just packaged. I don't have the package with me, of course, but they were just packaged in one of those little plastic sleeves that most hair extensions these days are in. And they also had one of the clips outside of the package, just so that I could match it up with my hair. And the colour range for Foxy Locks is pretty good. I think that they have most colours that you would typically have, and then of course you can colour them if needed. And I just noticed on their website as well, they've come out with 3 ombre colours which look really nice. So they do have a pretty good set of colours. Not as good as the Hair Secrets extensions that I used to own. They have like so many different colours, different tones as well. But I do like most extension brands when it comes to colours. They typically have a colour that suits me, considering the fact that I just have one set hair colour and it's quite easy to get black hair extensions. So colour wasn't really a point. Customer service was pretty good, and as I said, I like the fact that they came with a hair extension piece outside, just so you can match it up if you happen to have hair that's sort of harder to match. So first thing that I noticed about the extensions when I took them out, obviously I feel like most extensions are quite soft when you take them out of the package. You've never worn them before, but what I did notice about the extensions when I was sort of fiddling around with them was that they do shed a lot. They shed when I got them, and they still shed to this day. I even had them just sitting on my bed, and when I took them off, there was so much hair left on the extensions, which I'm not a fan of, to be completely honest with you. I don't think that extensions should shed that much. Of course, throughout your time of wearing them and brushing them and stuff like that, you are going to lose a bit of hair, but this was just when I'd taken them out of the packaging, so that was kind of a bit of a deal breaker for me as to how much hair was actually lost. The other thing that I will say is on the extensions, obviously with the clips, when I first got these extensions, and I can't really describe to you what it was because I don't even really know, but on the side, just outside of the little lace part there was an actual big piece of hair, kind of clumped. It hadn't properly been sewn onto the extension, so it was just sort of hanging there, and just with a little tug it actually completely came off, and it was quite a thick piece of extension. So the second thing I want to talk about, I mean, the colour is quite good. Obviously it's just a black. They are quite shiny, and they are quite thick. I mean, they are quite thick from the root to the tip, which is why you kind of get less clips, because if you have extensions that have like 20 clips in them, they're probably not going to be very thick, so you're going to need to use more clips. And I'm someone that I prefer to use less clips with more hair, because I don't want to have a whole bunch of extensions in my head. It's uncomfortable, and also it's more obvious to tell that you're wearing them. It's harder to cover. So I do like extensions that have thicker hair, which is one thing I do like about these ones. So I did get my hair extensions cut, as I said. My hair is kind of like a long bob naturally, so a long bob with 24-inch hair extensions is probably not going to blend in very well. So I did get them cut a little bit. The hairstylist that I went to get them cut, to be honest with you, wasn't very good, and she didn't really cut my hair in the way that I wanted. I kind of wanted my extensions to be a little bit more layered, but she didn't really seem to know how to do that. So I do still find it a little bit hard to blend in. Personally, like, for extensions that are so thick, and for extensions that are meant to be a luxurious set, like, yes, they are quite thick, but I kind of expected them to blend in a little bit more with my hair than what they do. But as I said, you know, I have very short hair, and these extensions are very long, so I can't really expect kind of miracles. But once I got them cut, I did tend to notice that they blended in a little bit more with my hair, which was great. Another thing I'm not a huge fan of with these extensions is the clips that you get. I mean, 6 clips, you know, is typically enough for me. As I said, I don't even use all 6 clips, I just use 5. But I don't really like the fact of the actual clips. Like, the 4 clips really good because it goes around your head and whatever, but I kind of wish that there was some 1 clip pieces in there. Typically when I get hair extensions, they typically tend to come with, you know, 3 or 4 1 clip pieces, and I really could have used those with these extensions to put here to kind of hide my shorter layers, but they didn't have any 1 clips, which is kind of weird for me, because for a luxurious set and for something that's quite expensive, you would expect to get, you know, a few more pieces of hair and some one clip pieces and just smaller pieces to cover your hair. I find that if I had a lot longer hair, the extensions probably would suit me just fine, but with shorter hair, I find it's kind of hard to blend it in when you're not using very small extensions. You kind of need those smaller clips, I think, to kind of blend in different areas of your hair. So I don't really like that. And if you do have kind of shorter hair, and you want to wear your extensions straight and not curled, it's not a huge issue, but if you want to wear them straight, I definitely recommend going elsewhere, because I do kind of prefer, at least if you're going to purchase the luxurious set. I don't know if they have the one clip pieces in other sets, I'm sure that they do, but I don't really like the fact that there's no one clip pieces, and I don't really want to use another set of hair extensions if I had them to, you know, conceal different pieces of my hair, because I'd prefer to just use one set. That's why I purchased it. So I don't really like the selection of wefts that you get in the luxurious set. I wish there was some one clip pieces in there personally. Actual clips and the way that they're sewn on is pretty good. I like clips that are quite small but yet they're very sturdy in your hair. I don't want clips that are really huge because it just tends to be a little bit harder to kind of blend in. But I do like the way that these are kind of sewed on. However, I will say with one of them I've already noticed that the clip is starting to loosen on the weft, and the sewn, like the sewn in bit is starting to loosen up a little bit as well, which is kind of weird to me because I generally do tend to take pretty good care of my extensions, so for that to already be loosening is kind of odd. So I don't really like the way that that's been made on that clip in particular, and I definitely think that the way that these clips have been sewn in and the kind of like sewn on part at the top, I've definitely had ones that have been a little bit better than that in the past. But, you know, other than that, it's not really that big of a deal. So what else do I really have to say about these extensions? So yeah, the shedding, I definitely think they shed, unfortunately. I definitely think that they shed quite a bit of hair. Even when I will be brushing them through with a tangle teaser, which is what I use, I typically tend to find that there's a lot of hair that comes off. And it's just kind of weird because I haven't really, I mean, fair enough if you use a lot of heat on your extensions or you colour them or anything like that, but for me, these are just very, very natural. Yes, I've heat styled them, but I've used heat on them. I haven't washed them yet and I haven't touched them in terms of colour. They're just the same colour that they came in. So the fact that they already shed is quite strange. Another thing I will say too is they do get tangled very, very easily. I use a Bellamy hanger, which is from Bellamy Hair Extensions, that you put your hair into and you hang it up rather than putting it into a box or something like that, or just leaving it hanging around. And even when they're hanging up vertically straight, not getting tangled, I do tend to find that they tangle quite easily. I don't know why that is, but it doesn't really help in terms of the shedding. I mean, when your hair extensions are tangled and they get knotty, you kind of have to have a little bit more force to brush them through, and that does lead to shedding quite a bit. So I don't really like that about it, that they get quite tangled. I just don't really like the texture of this hair and the way that it's been made. I feel like it just, I don't know, for something that's quite expensive and for something that's a luxurious set, I think there definitely could be some one clip pieces in there. Maybe instead of the 4 2-clip pieces, I typically would prefer to have like maybe 2 1-clip pieces and 2 2-clip pieces, and that's it. I don't need 4 2-clip pieces. I probably wouldn't purchase these again, to be completely honest with you. Once these are done, I'll definitely go to another set. My favourite hair extensions that I've ever had, to be honest, in my life were my Hair Secrets extensions. I think that they were amazing. They just weren't thick enough for my hair, but when my hair grows a little bit longer, I would probably go back to those. They weren't as thick as these, but I definitely think the quality of the hair was better, which all in all, the quality kind of sort of, you know, matters more than the actual like volume of the hair or so forth. I don't really like the quality of the hair. They shed a lot, they tangle. I don't think the clips are really sewn on that great, at least with my set. And yeah, another thing I will say is that they have a funny kind of ending to them. Like before I got them cut, depending on how I clipped in the extensions, sometimes pieces would look longer, and not because I clipped them below, but they would look kind of weird, like they would stick out a little bit longer, and I just didn't think that they were cut very well. Like they're very blunt cut, they're very straight, and I don't like that. Until I actually got them chipped into, they didn't look very natural at all, especially being 24 inches. I prefer them to be a little bit thinner at the ends, just to kind of make it look more natural. They weren't very natural looking before I got them cut. But yes, all in all, if you're thinking about buying these extensions, I mean, everyone's opinion is different. I know a lot of people that like these extensions, but personally I don't like them. I don't think they're worth it. I've tried, you know, quite a few different brands over the years, and I don't really like these ones. They're not the worst ones that I've tried, but I don't really like them very much, and I would definitely go to purchase another set from a different brand in the future. I hope I covered pretty much everything. Obviously I haven't dyed these extensions or anything like that, so I don't really know, and I won't be dyeing them, so I don't know how, in terms of how they would cope with that. But if they're already shedding, being like their natural colour, then I would hardly doubt they wouldn't shed if you coloured them or did anything like that. So yeah, don't really like these extensions, kind of disappointed to be honest with you, but that's how it is. So anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and it kind of helped you out if you are an extension wearer and you haven't tried these before but you're thinking about trying them. Please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will be back in the future with another video. Bye.